My name's Dave. I'm from Amplify and I'm talking to Sonny Faris from Blackwater Holylight. Sonny, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm always good. Well, I haven't. I'm not always good, but I'm always good.
Always good. Like,
Always
that's
good.
awesome.
And
What's the secret?
God told me. He said you're always good. You're going to come
There
up
it
here.
is.
So, how'd the band come together back in 2016 in Portland? First of all, I've just got to say that the drive between San Francisco and Portland is probably the best drive anywhere in the world. I've been all around the world, and that drive from San Francisco to Portland has mountains, it has everything, plus it has, service stations every 10 kilometers, which is different to Europe. So
Oh man, if you're on the 101 maybe, but there's some ways between San Fran and where are you saying Portland? There's some not pretty there's some very unbeautiful ways of going as
yeah, yeah.
well.
I had relatives in Hermiston.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I've
Awesome.
been up there and I know it a bit. So let's talk about the band. How'd the band come together back 10 years ago? You don't look old enough to you have a band for 10
Oh,
years.
10 years is so crazy. That actually, to be completely honest with you, kind of dawned on me yesterday. I was like, whoa. It's been a decade. That's insane. But we came together originally, just Portland kind of music community. Portland's a fairly small city um, in in the scale of cities. So everyone in the music scene, especially at that time, kind of knew each other. Everyone played with each other, and me and Sarah worked together. And so it was really just like through the community, and some of us had been friends previously, and yeah, it was kind of just like a little tight-knit sort of crew. So yeah, just by way of sort of all being relatively close and being in music and um
Wasn't a school thing, it was more a music
no,
thing. You were just all
yeah,
around the music scene and you sort of said, let's start a band. And probably a few of you were in other bands or, playing around looking at different things and you came together, pulled it together.
exactly. Yep.
Okay. The 10 years in 25 words or less, not exactly. What's the 10 years been like up to now? I think you've got four albums. Is that right? You've had four albums?
uh 4 albums and an EP, so yeah.
Four albums and an EP, and you've done a bit of touring, I presume,
Oh yes, yes sir, we have put our
especially.
time in on the road.
Have you done it? Have you done much overseas stuff?
Yeah, we've been to Europe, what, 4 times, I want to say, and we've
Cool.
done a handful of shows in Mexico, Canada. We're about to be in Australia, obviously. So, next stop hopefully for us is Japan. But yes, yes, we've been kind of ping-ponging all over the place.
Good work. Good work. How would you describe your sound? This is one of those doom gaze, heavy psych, shoegaze, heavy doom metal riffs.
Yeah, you
what?
you kind of nailed it. We always kind of say that we have a little bit of a joke in the band where we're kind of a genre neutral band, because people ask us all the time, they're like, what kind of band are you? And we these days have kind of been saying doom gaze, and depending on who you're talking to, they know exactly what you're talking about, or they are like, you're not even speaking English words to them. They're like, what is that? And then at that point we just say rock and roll. Um, so it's a little more digestible. But yeah, we really have always kind of been of the belief that there are no rules, and so sometimes we want to write doom riffs, sometimes we want to sound stonery. Back in the beginning, more stonery, not so much anymore. There's like black metal elements, there's shoegaze elements, there's pop elements. It's just sort of like, if you want to try something, fuck it. Just
Yeah.
toss it in there and we'll make it work somehow. But sometimes I feel like I wish that we would have been a little more intentional with songwriting kind of through the beginning to kind of give us more of a direct path. But I think that there's also something really special about our approach to songwriting, which is like anything goes, because it really has kept us from being in a box, and it's
Yep.
really
Yep.
provided us just space to be curious and
Yep.
just sort of like say fuck it and throw mud at the wall and see what sticks.
Do you all write?
Yeah, we write together.
Okay, so that's pretty cool. And over the 10 years, generally consciousness is an evolution of, being really smart to being dumb, because basically you become aware from presence that the 100 words you knew, and that's all you knew, becomes a million words, and 10,000, which is a lot more than the start, but you know how many more you don't. So as you start to keep on progressing, you start to become more humble in the process, and the pursuits
Oh,
turn
absolutely.
turn into experience. So now you're after experience rather than an award, or rather than even money sometimes. You've got to pay the bills, but you're just going to do things that sort of satisfy you. Over the course
Mhm.
of those four albums, how did that sound change, or is it sort of remained consistent all the way through?
Oh no, it's certainly evolved. Yeah, it's definitely changed from our first record to, what we just released is vastly different for so many reasons. But there's a lot of elements in that. There's, yeah, like just like you said, there's time, there's travel, there's getting better as musicians, there's experiences in life, there's coming and going of members, there's uh
Yeah.
you know, just moving cities. There's been so many, there's, we've still been living life this entire time. So of course there's a ton of influence outside of anything musical or artistic that has influenced, the way that we approach our art, of course.
And the beautiful thing is you're still at the start. I'm 68, man. So, you guys have about four lives to go before you look back and you say, every time you thought you were somewhere, you were nowhere. And, you keep on moving down that path.
Oh
That,
God, yeah.
that,
I mean, I've
that,
already said that a bunch of times, so
yeah,
we're
that's what makes it cool though, because basically
like,
eventually you work out that there's only a moment in your collaboration with it, and everything else is a story. So whether you think you're fat or thin or smart or muso or whatever you are, it's just a story you've created, and you can change that anytime. So once you have control of that, you can just move in any direction and do anything, and you can have your life rather than a life that's bound by the external.
I agree with that
Uh,
wholeheartedly. Thank you for saying that.
Exactly, Sonny. That's why you're Sonny. What about which artists have influenced you? If I said to you, we figure that we love these sort of artists, and that's what has you know where my writing comes from, or my some of my pursuits come from. Which artists are your influences?
Um, I always kind of answer this question under a sort of a big umbrella because the artists that I personally, and I'm not going to speak for the rest of the band, I'll speak for myself here,
Yeah.
um, are always my friends. And it's just kind of seeing like
Yep.
all of the bands that my friends are in and, how they are just relentless at chasing their dream and chasing their art. And we've met so many bands over the years and we've made some really good connections with them. So, yeah, I mean it's hard to rattle them off because there's so
No,
many,
no, no. I
but
get that. I get that. I get
yeah,
that.
it's everyone that we're in community with, which I feel really lucky that we get to, share this space with so many
I,
people. But yeah, I'm inspired by my friends perpetually.
but I think that's a good answer. I try and explain. We've got part of this interview is going to go up as a feature on Amplify, and part of it's going to be the YouTube. And people sometimes look at the YouTube and say, "Oh, I didn't answer well, or I look bad, or the background, or whatever." And I try and explain that YouTube is really where you can develop a connection with the artist. And so that's what you're saying. You're saying is that my
Yeah,
influences come from my connections, come from my experience, rather than just my thoughts in my head.
yeah, and
That's
it's
it.
okay to be vulnerable. Like kind of at
Of
the end of the
course,
day, we're all
necessary.
standing, we're all standing here with our pants pulled down, kind of like now what? So
N-
it's just like you
Necessary.
gotta you gotta get over the fear of how uncomfortable that can be and
Well,
just
it's enthusiastically discover, I say, rather than fail. Not
yeah.
here, not gone. That's your latest album, came out in January. Tell us a bit
Mhm.
about that. That's obviously the one that you're pushing still at this stage. Tell us a
Yeah.
bit about that. Where did it come from, and what are your favorite tracks? What are the tracks I should listen to?
Oh, it's hard because my favorite song kind of rotates day to day. Someone in a previous interview asked me what my favorite one today, and I said Spades. So we'll stay
The
on
space.
Spades. But I mean the whole album is so meaningful to me, and all of the songs, um, hit a part of my heart that are all very individual. So, depending on how I'm feeling like I said, it rotates, but the record came together. We took our time on this one, which was really, really nice. We after our last album, Silence Motion, we changed labels, and in that process had more time than we've had previously to kind of sink into the writing process. And so we really took advantage of that. And we had a lot of discussions about how we didn't want to rush into recording and to releasing anything, and we just really wanted to make sure that everything we were writing was intentional and that we took our time with it, and we almost got to a point where it was like burnout with it. And then like at that point it's like, okay, now rewrite, restructure. And yeah, we just really dug our heels into this one. And we recorded it with our friend and engineer. His name's Sonny DePerry, in El Paso,
Did you
Texas.
say Sunny?
Yeah, there's two Sunnys. Yeah. It's a Sunny takeover.
There you go. When someone
Like
says,
he spells, I'm
Sunny,
S-U-N.
stop, two heads look up. Was that me?
Right, yeah, he's Sonny and I'm
Okay,
Sunny. So
okay,
a
okay.
little bit of a difference.
Quite different.
Um, but yeah, this record was really, it was such a staple in kind of our path as artists, and just taking, a different approach at how we write together, and the way that we wanted to record, and making demos and then sitting on those demos and then re-recording a demo, and just kind of being in and out of the process of creating music. And yeah, we're really proud of this one, and it's been fun to be able to share it with everyone, and in full knowing that this record is very all over the place. And so just sticking on theme here with uh we don't know what fucking genre the record is, but you
It's
can listen
it's
to it and you
that's
can
right. You can
decide.
work that out. You can come up with your
Yeah.
own words. The
Yeah.
videos come from one place, like from a consistent director, or are you getting them from different places?
Yeah, it's been kind of all over the board. The last two uh have both been made in Los Angeles, with our manager, Candace Lawler, who did the creative direction, along with Lorenzo Sissi, who did the last one. And that was the video for Heavy Y, which we recorded overnight, or we filmed it overnight. I think we started at like 6 p.m., then got done at like 6 in the morning. And so all of the shots of us like in the water and stuff are at like 4 a.m. when it was freezing.
Cold,
So that
freezing.
was that was a bold one. But yeah, then previously, like ones in Portland have come from just like working with different friends and different artists that we know. So yeah, we have a pretty, I guess, kind of eclectic selection now of videos. I'm like, how many videos do we even have? I don't know. I have to go look. But yeah, I love that part of the process for sure.
Yeah, I think that musical careers they don't start until they're about 10 years old, and there's nothing, no one gets discovered overnight. And in the TikTok age, they're a mixture of the audio visual is very important because people are flicking, 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 and they've got to stop on something. So you've got to try and get them to stop on something, to hear something, and then to try and connect them up. So
Yeah.
in my view, you've got to feed them. So in between performance, which is where you can hug them, you've got to feed them. So you need all this stuff to feed them regularly. And so it doesn't, in my view, it doesn't have to be, in the old days, it had to be perfect video. But now it can be grungy video, it can be different video because they're
Oh,
used
it
to
can be all
seeing,
over the place. Fucking social media has taken over the way that
well,
we discover and share art, and we are fucking bad at it. We have
well,
a
but
TikTok,
but
like one video on it, and maybe like four followers, and everything else we're just
but
like
my
so
my
bad
my view my view of that though is really you the payers are going to come from you converting your audience into advertisers.
at.
So
Oh yeah.
all the social media stuff, if you've got 1,000 likes and they like you all because they're men with their hands around their strudes looking at women, that's not gonna help your music career at all.
So
So if you
it
get
sure is.
musical
I
people,
hope.
like our site's music, and we get a big audience, but they only come for music. So we like to think that's a good thing. Okay,
Mhm.
so tours. You were talking about a tour coming up here to Oz. When are you coming down here?
Yeah, so we're flying there on the 14th and we've got three dates. We're playing the Dark Mofo Festival in Hobart, and then we have a Sydney and a Melbourne date. I don't know what they are off the top of my head. I'd have to look. But
Headlining or
yeah,
supporting?
the festival, we're not headlining it. I don't even know.
No,
I
it's a
don't know
big
what.
one.
Yeah, it's a
Mofo's a
big.
big one.
Um, but yeah, and then the festival or the sorry, the club shows we're headlining. So it's our first time down there and we're really, really excited. And we just got home from a European tour, and then in the fall we've got another US run here with a band called Elder. So we've
Well,
got a little break kind of in between Australia and the Elder thing, but yeah, we've been on the road quite a
well,
bit this year. It's been fun.
my advice, work. Just keep work, keep performing, because at the end of the day, social media and strategy and all that goes out the window when people feel you and want to turn up
Mhm.
for any particular reason. And plus, you've got to live your life, so you've got to have fun, man. And social media is usually not fun. It's just
That's the
sticking your
worst.
head in measurement. So,
It's really
okay,
the worst.
okay. So when are you down here? Just as end of the year, did you say?
Oh no, we're gonna be there next week actually. We let's
Oh,
see. Yeah, we fly there on the 14th, and then I'm just looking really quick. So we're playing June 18th in Sydney at Crowbar, and then June 19th at Corner Hotel in Melbourne.
the corner's cool. It's got a
Yeah,
pole. The corner's
and
got a pole, so everyone's got to navigate the pole. It's a
oh yeah,
strange
there's
thing
always the beam.
right in the middle of the punters. So if you
Yeah.
get behind the pole, you can't see anything.
All right, good to know. And then the 20th we play the festival.
I'll give you a social media thing that you can basically create. It's a day in the life, and we can put it up on our social media. So
Okay, sounds good.
I'll share that with you later because it's just another fun way to get out to our audience.
Sure.
If you could perform with any music artist, alive or dead, who would you choose? Why?
Oh, that's brutal.
That's
Um,
brutal. All the questions that come from now are brutal.
any artist alive or dead, who would it be?
Freddie, Live Aid, Wembley.
Does it have to be like, does it have to match, or it can just be anyone?
It's your
I,
interview,
I
man.
want
You
Billie
can
Holiday for
Billie
sure.
Holiday. Where did
Yeah,
that come from? Because that's someone
I
that's
just love her.
really she's
I
a
love her. Yeah, I love her. Her music has been a big part of my life, and
well. If you think
I
about
want
it,
to,
women are
yeah,
getting
choose someone old. You can't choose a new artist for that question.
women are getting abused again over in the States, as you know, with the latest group of people running the place, sort of putting them back. And if you think about Billie Holiday, she grew up in a time when everything she came into contact with was challenged, and she performed in all sorts of places where they still had to go and use different toilets or whatever. So it's a pretty big sort of performance when you think of it from that perspective. Okay,
Warrior.
long term aspirations. You still have them?
Um, for the band specifically, I mean, yeah, I guess I want to,
Touring.
oh, touring?
No,
Fuck.
I'm saying just long term. When you think about where you're going to be in 5 or 10 years, it's another
Oh,
2 or 3 albums, another, you know, you
no
know,
idea.
no
Literally
idea.
no
It's good.
idea.
Tomorrow's enough. Tomorrow's
Tomorrow is
enough.
enough. I know that I want to keep on making art, and whether that means that I'm on tour with one record or we're on tour with three, I don't fucking know. But
All right.
I know I keep creating things, that's for sure.
Let's have some stupid questions to sort of finish us down the track here. What's the craziest thing you've ever done?
In my life, I don't know if I should answer that.
Exactly. Do you realize 90% of artists don't answer this question? So that's fine. I think not answering it is an
I don't
admission
think I
and
know you well enough to answer that question.
no, but I think not answering it is an admission in itself. And I suppose if you did answer it, maybe you wouldn't be coming down here next week.
Yeah,
They'd
my
probably.
mom might be upset, so we'll keep that one zipped.
What's the one topic you can talk about for hours?
Regulating your nervous system.
Really? So it's self development, I suppose.
Yes.
Good
Yeah,
work.
we could go on that for a long time.
Well, that's important. That's one of the most important things as you move forward. I meditate every morning for half an hour. What's the one thing you like most about yourself? Your tattoos, obviously. You're covered in.
Mm. Yeah, sure. Tattoos. One thing I like about myself, my ability to admit when I'm wrong. I think I'm pretty good at that. I try and be.
Ugh, I think there was an obvious answer. My sunny disposition. Surely
Oh,
that
I missed the
sure
mark.
surely that's the honest answer. All right,
All right,
let's
next
find
time.
out. These can be current or all time. Favorite album
Favorite album of all time?
or current. You can be current because people can't sometimes choose the all time because there's too many.
36 Chambers by Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang. Favorite artist?
Ooh, that changes. That's hard. Right now, currently, I'm really obsessed with Lola Young. Love her. Obsessed with her.
She's great.
Love a pop girly. She's incredible. But yeah, that one, that's a rotating cast for sure.
Favorite movie?
Oh, I'm so bad at movies. I'm really the worst at movies.
You don't
Movie
like them,
TV.
or you mean you come
I
up with?
do. I just like I don't like my attention span is not long enough. Ratatouille. Let's go with Ratatouille.
I was going to say The Sound of Music or something like that, but Ratatouille, there you go.
Yeah,
So,
we'll say
so it's
Ratatouille.
animated. I would think that your version of Ratatouille would probably be stoned, drunk, and watching the animation in the background or something or other, going on a trip. Favorite place to visit?
Hmm. Depends. I love going to New York. New York's amazing.
Mad.
Uh, Anywhere with the beach is great. Anywhere in the middle of nowhere is awesome. But yeah, I think New York or home to see my family, which is kind of boring, but true.
Oregon's cool, but it's not the most exciting place you've ever been to usually.
They're in Colorado, so
Oh, Portland is in Colorado.
no, Portland is in Oregon, but my family's in Colorado. So when
Whereabouts
I go
in
see them,
whereabouts in Colorado?
just outside Denver.
My father was born in Montrose.
Okay, yeah. So
So
that makes sense.
I suppose a second generation Coloradoan.
Yeah, there you go.
Uh, Favorite venue to play?
In the world?
Anywhere. It's your answer. You can say on the front porch. I don't, it's your
Favorite venue to play. Okay, at home in LA, the Lodge Room. We've played a handful of shows there, and it's just the
cool.
best, the best sounding, most beautiful venue in Los Angeles, in my opinion. And also every time we're at the Rickshaw, in Vancouver, BC, it is just like the best, most magical time as well. So I love that place. But fuck, there's so many. I love the Mohawk in Austin. I guess I'll go with those three. Those three are like
Uh,
definitely at the top of the list.
Favorite food?
Olives.
Olives.
Yeah.
Do you have an ethnic background? No?
Or soup.
What's that?
Olives or soup. Or
Yeah.
soup. So big on soup.
Favorite drink?
Uh, Soda water. I should
Soda
endorse
water is
them.
pretty cool. You just got
Or martinis because there's olives in it.
you just got an advertising contract. Favorite
Yeah,
person favorite person in history apart from me.
my mom.
That's a cool person. And favorite tattoo. Last question is favorite tattoo. Now you've got a stack of them, so
Favorite tattoo that I have?
yeah, your favorite, and you have to show us. So if it's in a bad place, we're about to go R-rated.
Maybe probably my palm because it's
That's
easy to
cool, man.
shave and it
Does that
sucks.
hurt? Does
Yeah, it
that?
was horrendous.
I can imagine. It's one of the places where you think
Transcended. I left my body. I was like, nope, not in here anymore. Cannot be here for this.
while it's happening, you're sort of saying to yourself, I'm going to get one on my palm. And you go, and as soon as they touch it, you go, oh, fuck, I've got a few hours of this. So it's nasty.
Yeah.
Now, I've just got another question. You're an all girl band, aren't you?
Yes.
Okay. So all guys, they get hit on all the time, obviously. And all girls probably get hit on all the time as well. And I wondered, do you see them as the same or is it different with, do you have to be more careful as an all-girl band than the guys who tend to be, pretty who cares sort of situation, or is it pretty much the same sort of thing?
I mean, I think that existing as a woman on the planet inherently means that you're more careful than anything that a dude is doing, whether you're getting hit on or not. So, as a woman, yes, it's much different living on the planet than any male experience. So
I think
there's
that's a great answer.
not even
I
anything to
think that's a
compare
great
it to.
answer. And what about the mechanics? The guys as they develop and go forward, mortgages and all that sort of stuff. Partners and don't and do and all this sort of stuff. Similar thing for females, or is it a bit easier to be bohemian or something rather as a female? I'm only saying that because I'm a male. I've got no idea. I just
Oh
wondered.
no, I don't think that in the vein of life experience and choosing if you want to have a family or get a regular job or buy a house or have a mortgage or any of those things are any different for
Gender
us than
specific. Yep.
for men. I think that sometimes it's harder to obtain, and I think that if you're a woman and you're a musician and you decide to have a family, it's one fuck of a lot harder to do that and to continue to be on the
I
road than it.
agree. And I think this is where affirmative action is important because especially over there, they're, getting them out of the military. They're doing all sorts of things that are crazy for females over in the States, which they've always done. And so I think it's important that you know, my view is, and I'll let it go, we'll finish here, but my view is the power belongs at the bottom. And so if we all stood up together, we'd have whatever world we want and we wouldn't be dictated to. All the top would fall over overnight because basically all the power's at the bottom. And what they've done over the course of time is they've gone from the town hall in the 50s where you were with the mayor to the lounge room in, with TV in the 70s, 80s, 90s, 10s and all this, to the bedroom now with a phone. So they keep breaking you down into an easier person to dominate. And, if we all come back together and we all collected at the bottom and said, we don't want this shit, it'd change overnight. It'd all go. And, all these billionaires wouldn't be billionaires anymore because we just walk in and take their money and bloody spread it around. But
Well,
anyhow, it's
into that, we'll go for power being at the bottom.
what's that? Sorry.
We'll lean towards power being at the bottom. I'm with you
Well,
on that one.
well, I'm going to start a podcast and I'm going to start talking from that perspective, and I'll probably die before anything happens. But ultimately, I think that it's important that we all stand up and look after the bottom because it's the bottom where all the people are. Look at Gaza. Look at all these places where kids are getting killed, and not enough people care. It's just
Mm,
unbelievable. Anyhow, sorry to finish on that sour note.
that's
Blackwater
okay.
Holylight. Check out their album, which is, I've got it up here somewhere, Not Here, Not Gone. So go
Correct.
and check it out right now at the end of this interview. Go listen to it. Follow the girls. Don't follow them,
Yeah,
don't follow them literally. Just
not actually.
follow them for music. Check them out. And when they come near you, check them out. Check them out and give them some love. Good on you, man. Thanks, Sonny. Thanks for this
Thank you.
sunny
Appreciate it.
conversation. I appreciate it.
Of course, yeah, have a good one.
You too, mate. All the best.